So there's some big protests going on in Nepal. Growing more violent as protesters torch government buildings, attack politicians. Yeah, didn't they get the protesters get their hands on the finance fucking minister within Nepal? And it's all over a controversial social media ban. Was lifted on Tuesday, but demonstrations continued. So yeah, the thing is like it was a pretense of a social media ban, and here's the thing. It's not just a social media ban. I don't think like again, that's like a sort of like justification, a pretense in order to have a sort of like further crackdown. From what I understand, the main problem is with corruption within the government and a lot of fucking nepo babies, right? A lot of fucking Nepalese people, especially young Nepalese people, are talking consistently about the fact that a lot of people in power are grooming their fucking next of kin in order to be able to replace them when they inevitably retire and go into, well, let's be honest here, I don't know, whatever like cushy position in somewhere in fucking Nepal where they can just like retire peacefully and their kids have the exact same opportunities as well basically as they did, like 1,000 fucking percent. Like it's fucking crazy. 5,000 people leave Nepal every day for jobs abroad. Yeah, because what youth unemployment rate I think is also really bad in fucking Nepal because again like the economy is fucking torched. It's being wholeheartedly mismanaged by some Maoists. Heavy fucking air quotations going around the fact that these people are Maoists. In reality, it's all just like fucking monarchistic fucking bullshit for the people that are currently in power within Nepal. And a lot of people are sick and tired of all the fucking corruption and bullshit that's going on right now. Why? Because they read a lot of shit on social media, which is why they're trying to do the fucking social media ban, right? In order to try to shut down and make it such that the only propaganda and only information that people within Nepal receive is stuff that is pre-approved by the state, right? It's the exact same fucking shit that has happened with the Great Wall of fucking China, the Great Firewall of fucking China. Exact same shit that has happened in, say, a bunch of different other fucking countries. In India as well, especially. They have done a bunch of bans of different social media platforms and websites because, again, it is all about crushing any potential avenue for dissent as much as possible, right? When the fucking nanny state is failing to address economic issues, what must they do? They must turn their fucking state apparatus, state security apparatus, inward on itself in order to be able to try to shut down and crush dissent. That's what they have to do. Yeah, Bangladesh also doing the full comms blackout in 2024. Yeah, exactly, Boy Meets Mini. I think you've told me about this before. With the new prime minister of Bangladesh being like completely and utterly fucking corrupt, and also like a lot of basically like similar to what's going on here specifically in fucking Nepal. A lot of fucking government positions, right? Being guaranteed for people who were families a part of the fucking Bangladeshi war, and young people who are not having any fucking opportunities besides I don't know a sweatshop fucking labor within Bangladesh decided to go out and fucking force the deposition of the fucking prime minister within Bangladesh. Like that's fucking why the goddamn protests in Bangladesh fucking happened. It's the exact same fucking similar thing happening here. Whoa, a particular sort of privileged few are being guaranteed lucrative, high-paying fucking jobs, while the rest of the youth within the fucking goddamn country are forced to have to fucking suffer with unemployment, not being able to pay their bills, and well, broader general fucking suffering. So instead of addressing any of those material fucking problems, similar to that of the UK, the European Union, they have to turn their stupid security apparatus inward on itself in order to be able to crush dissent instead of actually addressing the real problems. Protests against Nepal's short-lived ban on social media grew increasingly violent Tuesday as demonstrators set government buildings and politicians' homes on fire and attacked some leaders. The prime minister resigned amid widening criticism of the country's political elite. It's crazy, like how politically aware everyone is becoming more and more so because of fucking social media. And instead of actually addressing any of those actual problems, as always, the state, at the behest of capital owners within the state who have vested interests in being able to have that gravy train being continued, must turn any particular state apparatus inward on itself in order to crack down on that fucking dissent. It's the exact, like, we've seen this all play out before. Like, this is not fucking synonymous or crazy. Like, Boy Meets Minnie, you've seen this, I've seen this, everyone's fucking seen this. It's the exact same fucking shit every single time. Resignation appeared to have little effect on the unrest. Tens of thousands of protesters remained on the streets late in the day, blocking roads and storming government facilities. Army helicopters ferried some ministers to safe places. Because again, and this is a thing that Western media is not going to broadly report on very, very fucking often, it's that it's not about the social media ban. Far from it. That's the main sort of like, not even the main fucking catalyst. That's probably the proverbial straw that broke the fucking camel's back, where everyone just got sick and tired of their fucking government not listening to them. It's like, first, you decide to pull the fucking ladder from up under us, and we're not able to have any good fucking jobs or positions despite unemployment being as bad as it is within Nepal. Like, what's the youth unemployment rate in Nepal? Let's see. What is the youth unemployment rate in Nepal? I'm curious. Like, Boy Meets Minnie, you said 5,000 Nepalese people leave every day for jobs abroad. What is it? Whew. That's in 2022. 21%, dude. That's fucking crazy. From what I understand, it's apparently been going down. Wait, what is it? I'm curious. What is it for 2024? 20.82. It's basically maintained around fucking 20%, bro. That's wild, man. And people, like, you're gonna be surprised that there's gonna be a bunch of fucking unrest because of this. I can only assume that this number is going up precipitously if stuff like this is fucking happening. This is the main reasoning why people are out in the streets. There's no jobs. The jobs that do exist are fucking dog shit, and people are not able to fucking pay their bills. And you people are surprised there's going to be ridiculously crazy fucking unrest because of this? Like, obviously. Like, this is obviously gonna fucking happen. A day earlier, demonstrations led by young people angry about the blocking of several social media sites gripped the Capitol, and police opened fire on the crowd, killing 19 people and injuring 100. Great. Fantastic. The ban was lifted Tuesday, but the protests continued, fueled by rage over the deaths and accusations of political corruption. That's true. Yeah, sure. Accusations. Yeah, from what I understand, Boy Meets Minnie, Nepalese tourism is down vociferously, right? Because people can't afford to be able to go out and, like, go to Mount Everest and have to do fucking tourism in Nepal, right? They can't do it. And as a result, because tourism is down, the main industry that Nepal relied on for its fucking economy is, well, having a downturn as a result. And it's suffering because of it. Like, it's not going to fucking fix anything. Like, it's only going to get fucking worse. It's fucking wild. As the protests escalated, Prime Minister Kagda Prasad Oli announced he was stepping down, and the president accepted resignation and appointed Oli to lead a caretaker government until a new one is in place, though it was unclear what power he would wield or even where he was. Oh, it's... what was I talking about? Let's watch this video. Nepal's parliament is fucking burning. It's crazy. They do be setting shit on fire. Again, what do you fucking notice? It's mostly fucking young people, dude. And it makes sense why they're fucking pissed. No jobs, unemployment is ridiculously fucking high. All of the fucking Nepo babies are the main people who are fucking getting the jobs within the fucking government, the good fucking paying jobs. And these people are being forced to have to wallow away and suffer. Like, of course they're eventually going to get sick and tired and do something about it. But wait, I'm curious. Like, were there any interviews? Right? Like, what? Uh, Nepal protests. Curious. Is there anything in the news? I want to see like some people get interviewed. If YouTube could function, please.
Fiery protests tonight in what may be the world's first revolution powered by Gen Z. Thousands of young people outraged over a ban on social media apps like
Okay, I don't know why the fuck we're talking about this as being a fucking revolution. Like, what's the sort of like political aim and goals? I don't think there's really any particular goal that's being sort of recognized here. I don't think so. Like, what's going to be sort of like brought out of this in terms of like a political outcome? I'm like revolution. I don't think this is a revolution. There's no organized group that's leading these fucking protests. It's just a riot and a bunch of people are just fucking pissed about what's going on. The only reason why they're saying revolution, by the way, is because of the government buildings being on fire. That's it.
Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp, storming the Parliament of Nepal and setting it ablaze.
Also, again, we're not talking about any of the political corruption and the unemployment rate. Just talking about the social media ban. Like, the social media bans. It's not because of the social media bans. That's the fucking proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. No, it's the unemployment rate that's being the main catalyst for this. But again, corporate media not fucking addressing any of that? Crazy. Who would have thought?
Defiantly waving artifacts looted from government buildings. The chaos forcing the Prime Minister to resign and shutting down the country's main international airport. Demonstrators demanding change, including an end to government corruption.
It is very good for our country. Now I think like us youth will stand and will develop the country.
We are fighting against corruption!
At least 22 people.
Oh, I'm glad to see that at least one person is talking about the corruption, because that's the main fucking problem. Again, a bunch of goddamn people within power in Nepal are giving their positions over to their fucking kids, to their next of kin, or those who are fucking approved. That is classic fucking corruption. It's not about just the social media bans, like I've been saying before. This is the fucking proverbial straw that has broke the fucking camel's back. It's about the fucking corruption. Yeah, but my tourism, yeah, exactly.
People have been killed over 2 days as protesters clash with heavily armed riot police. These officers firing tear gas, but they can't hold back the crowds and are soon forced to retreat. And tonight, the government backing down and ending that ban on social media. Tom?
We thank you.
And again, like I've said before, well, the protests are going to keep going because, again, the social media ban is not the main point. It just isn't. President Ramchandra Paudel, the ceremonial head of state, made a public appeal to the protesters to come forward for dialogue to find a peaceful resolution and stop further escalating of the situation. Jubilant youths entered the parliament complex after hearing that Oli has resigned, waving their hands and shouting slogans as smoke rose from these sections of the building. We won. One wrote in huge orange letters on the wall of the parliament building. I wouldn't be celebrating exactly yet 100% here, because again, the exact same systems and problems are basically put in place. Like I'm saying before, like, what exactly has been accomplished here? We don't really know 100% yet. Like, the government so far has not made any particular capitulations yet and made any compromises or gave in to any of the demands of the protesters, right? If that happens, then yeah, they've definitely fucking won. This is a successful, I guess I would say, protest. I don't know, revolution maybe? I wouldn't say revolution, right? Because the main sort of like government would still be in power. There would not be any change there. But a successful sort of protest would be catalyzed there. Army issued a statement calling for calm and urging a political dialogue, but did not give any other details. The demonstrations began after the army blocked platforms including Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, saying the companies had failed to register and submit to government oversight. Oh yeah, government oversight. Yeah, the government's oversight of this, like the LARPy Maoist government of, hey, you guys are politically educating our fucking youth way too much, and it's causing some fucking potential problems. Can you guys fucking stop that? We just want to be able to give our own sort of like corporate slop, not corporate slop, but state fucking slop to give to the fucking masses to make sure that there's no fucking dissent, because that's the actual real point of banning these fucking social media platforms. They are trying to do damage control. The nanny state is, again, like I said before, unable to address economic issues, again, like youth unemployment. It's been consistently at about fucking 20% for decades. Decades in fucking Nepal. And you're expecting for people to be able to just keep sitting down and fucking taking that? Really? Eventually something's gonna fucking break. Something will break. But even after the sites came back online, the rallies continued, fueled by anger over the deaths of protesters, the hand of police increasing, and growing frustration the political elite in the nation wedged between China and India. This is the fucking second time they've said this shit. Why are you saying this again, bro? Fire rips through residents of Nepalese PM who quit mid-protest. Here we go. Now we're actually talking about the real reasonings. Youth unemployment high. We are here to protest because our youth and friends are getting killed. We are here to see that justice is done and the present regime is ousted, said Narayan Acharya, who was among the protesters outside the battered wall of the Parliament building today. KP Oli should be chased away. In particular, many young people are angry that the children of political leaders, so-called Nepo kids, not so-called Nepo kids. They are Nepo babies. They are benefiting from the nepotism of people that they have in power, quite literally. So this is the exact point that I've been consistently saying. You know what? This is why I like CBC and public fucking media. They actually do the fucking reporting of the actual, like, main reasons for as to why this shit's fucking going on. Seems to enjoy luxurious lifestyles and numerous advantages, while most youth struggle to find work, with youth unemployment rate running at 20% last year. According to the World Bank, the government estimates that more than 2,000 young people leave the country every day to seek work in the Middle East or South Asia. Dude, it's the fucking Kerala system. Is it Kerala? No, Kafala system. There we go. Jesus, I was about to say, that's a fucking state in India. It's the fucking kafala system. It's the exact same, like, slave labor fucking caste fucking bullshit. Because again, where are these young people more than likely going to go? I don't know, some like slave labor conditions to do like basic menial fucking tasks and work where they're barely going to get fucking paid at all whatsoever. Because that's actually the whole fucking point of all this. I'm here to protest the massive corruption in our country, said Bishnu Tapachetri, a student. The country has gone so bad that for us youth, there's no grounds for us to stay. Organizers of the protests, which spread to other cities, have called them demonstrations by Gen Z, driven by young people's frustrations with the perceived lack of action to tackle corruption and boost economic opportunities. Man, if only something like that would fucking happen in Canada. Youth unemployment rate within Canada, 18 fucking percent. It's gonna happen eventually. I'll be ready. The protest was intended first and foremost against the rampant corruption in the government, a protester said in an email to Reuters, signing off as a concerned Nepali citizen. Young Nepalis had been posting on social media about the luxurious lives of families and children of corrupt politicians and civil servants until the government clamped down on the platforms, the email said. Of course, as expected. Because, like I said before, nanny state can't fucking address any material conditions. Gotta be able to turn inward. Gotta be able to sort of crack down on the people who are bringing up the very obvious fucking issues and problems. On Tuesday, local media and videos shared on social media showed protesters attacking the residence of the top political leaders in and around Kathmandu. In addition to Ali's private home, the houses set on fire included those of Paudel, Sher Badr Debua, leader of the largest party, Nepalese Congress, Home Minister Ramesh Lakak, and leader of the Communist Party of Nepal, Maoist Pushpa Kamal Dahal. One other factor is immigration restrictions to countries like the U.S. Really? Trump administration ending protected status for Nepalese migrants. Yep, that'll fucking do it as well. A lot less job opportunities are going to be made possible because of this. It's only going to help increase the fucking unemployment rate. A presidential palace in a building that houses the offices of the prime minister and several ministries were all torched. Thick smoke rose from the prime minister's office building. Curfew was imposed in the capital and other cities. Schools in Kathmandu were closed, but several protests continued in the capital despite the measures. Yeah, I figured that that's not going to fucking be effective because, again, dude, like I said before, this has been, like, it's been consistently, like, hovering around 18 to 20% for the past 30 fucking years. Eventually, someone's going to get fucking fed up with it, and there's going to be a fucking riot because of it. And then, yeah, the social media ban. Like, again, it's just fucking pretense. They just want to stop everything, all the fucking goddamn potential avenues of organization, right? So, stop the ban on social media, stop corruption, not social media. The crowds chanted, waving national flags. Again, focus on the fact that it's the corruption, not the social media. This is very, very disciplined messaging that I agree with. Before his resignation, Ali said in a statement he was forming an investigating committee to submit a report in 15 days, and that compensation would be given for the lives lost and free treatment for the wounded. Oh, I'm sure. The proposal had been widely criticized as a tool for censorship and for pushing government opponents who voiced their protests online. The bill includes asking the companies to appoint a liaison office or to appoint a contact in the country. Rights groups have called it an attempt by the government to curb freedom of expression and fundamental rights. The registration requirement applied to about 24 social networks widely used in Nepal. Again, like I said before, security state nanny bullshit apparatus needs to turn in on itself in order to distract from the fact that, well, economic conditions are getting worse and worse and worse. Neither Google, who owns YouTube, nor Meta, the parent company of Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp, responds to requests from comment. Same with Elon. TikTok, Viber, and 3 other platforms have registered and operated without interruption. Nepal, in 2023, banned TikTok for disrupting social harmony, goodwill, and diffusing indecent materials. Oh, I'm sure. The ban was lifted last year after TikTok's executives pledged to comply with local laws, including a ban of pornographic sites, was passed in 2018. Well, like I've said before, if the problems with youth unemployment simply do not get fucking addressed, then these protests are going to keep going. Who knows how long exactly? I guess it depends if the violence gets too bad. But with the economy being in the fucking complete shitter, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. We're just going to do, this is a little bit of for fun for myself, personally. We got a rune here, obviously making fun of dipshit Marxist Leninists. What do we have here? 100% U.S. engineered, fucking a color revolution in Nepal. Standard playbook seen by dozens of times around the fucking world. Dude, your fucking PFP is a fucking kraken with surrounding the fucking world. You are probably an anti-fucking Semite. Get the fuck out of here with your conspiratorial, schizophrenic nonsense. Stupid. Young brainwashed people burning down the parliament and residence of top politicians. Leader likely fleeing the country, etc. Yeah, dude, they're fucking totally fucking young brainwashed youth. Yeah, the youth who are currently facing an increase in fucking unemployment are totally fucking brainwashed by, I don't know, who? What? Americans? What? Fucking goddamn Jews or some shit? Bro, you're the one with the Kraken fucking PFP. Now watch an American puppet sworn in as the new leader, just like in Bangladesh and Pakistan. Boy Meets Mini, can you attest to this? Can I get the Southeast Asian politics enjoyer fact check? Because I'm going to tell you right now, not passing the fucking smell test. The leaders of Pakistan and Bangladesh aren't American puppets. Thank you, Boy Meets Mini. Whoa, it's complete bullshit. And here we go. We have dipshit fucking morons. Like, I don't know, this probable campus dumbass. USAID strikes again. The blob wins regardless of what it's called. The spirit funding in the network of USAID is still strong. Whoa, crazy. Who would have thought? Dumb fuck Marxist Leninists. Doing Constant fucking anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. Very cool. Nepal looks like a colored revolution. Colored revolution? It's color revolution, you moron. The burning of Communist Party offices. Dog, it doesn't matter if it's Communist Party offices. It doesn't matter if whoever the fuck is doing it. The problem is that it is effectively a dictatorship that's not addressing the main fucking problems here. That is why. You people are just okay with this, let's be fucking honest here, the fact that the government is not addressing any of the problems with youth unemployment rate. It is a genuine fucking protest. There is no evidence to suggest whatsoever that it is a fucking color revolution. But then again, I think that's just how it is with these like campist Marxist Leninist fucking dipshits. They have to do everything goddamn possible in order to, blame the U.S. instead of the failings of their fucking ideology. Complete utter nonsense. Yeah, I also thought that MLs cared about lifting people out of poverty. Apparently not. Complete nonsense. Yeah, I don't know. What else is there to really say besides the protests are going to keep going until youth unemployment actually gets addressed and the political corruption, which has always been consistent with all these, like, Marxist, Leninist, communist regimes, gets fucking addressed. And up until then, all these fucking distractions, again, with the nanny state having to turn in on itself to ban any form of avenue or fucking dissent, it's all about fucking corruption. It's not about the social media ban. It's all about that in particular. People are learning about the corruption within Nepalese fucking politics, and so they are trying to do something about it. And as a result, the nanny state, because of its failings in terms of economic policy, needs to turn in on itself, again, same fucking point, in order to be able to crush that fucking dissent. It's not a fucking color revolution. It's not any of this other fucking LARP, cope, dipshit nonsense. Whatever fucking bullshit Marxist Leninists are going to come up with. No, the problem is fundamentally about corruption. That is what it has always been about. That is what it will always be about. But again, with all these like fucking morons, they don't actually give a shit about any of that and are in fact okay with political corruption so long as it's their guys who are in power. No different than fucking conservatives in that particular respect. Complete utter nonsense as always from these complete dipshit Marxist Leninist types. But also, these protests are not going to stop anytime soon, and they're only probably going to get more aggressive, worse, bigger. Who knows how you can really frame it, to be honest. Like, they're going to keep going until the main issue gets addressed, and that is the youth unemployment rate. All right, so this I suppose is going to be like an addendum to more of Nepal coverage here from yesterday that I did, talking about, basically going over an article and some videos and stuff about like what the fuck's going on in Nepal. We got Boy Meets Mini here to basically give us more of a rundown about like some history about Nepal. Some of the people, like, because I don't know. They were mentioned in an article. Do I know who the fuck they are? No. All I know is that, like, there's a party in Nepal, and they, like, LARP as Marxist Leninist, which means I inevitably have to make fun of them for being Marxist Leninist / Maoist, because it's just, like, that's not real. They're not real, and they're cringe, if they were even real.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, and so I just wanted to get into that because, by the way, for anybody watching this video after the stream or during the stream, I am Boy Meets Mini. I do cover South Asian politics. I am actually not originally. I'm not Nepali, but I'm from northern India. So I'm
That's
from.
Close enough.
I'm actually from the state that borders Nepal. It's a state called Uttar Pradesh. So actually, my home state in India is not far from where we're talking.
That's true.
If I go to the map of Uttar Pradesh here, if it loads up, whenever it loads up, there we go. It's a big state, of course, but it's like this chunk of northern India here that's like east of Delhi. You can see it runs along the Himalayas and the Nepali border. So that's the Nepali border, and then Nepal is this mountainous region here,
That's where Mount Everest is.
has Mount Everest. I think Mount Everest is over here by like China. But yeah, there's actually
China. Of course.
Yeah, there's Mount Everest. Yep, right over here by China, Tibet, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And Kathmandu is the capital, and that's how you say it in Nepali. Is Kathmandu. It's hard to say. I know a lot of English people say Kathmandu, which is fine, but I
Kathmandu.
say Kathmandu. Though you pretty
Kathmandu.
much got it. Beautiful. Um, yes. So,
Listen. I'm not like your average white. Okay, we all know this.
And you do try, which I really really appreciate.
It's true.
But that's what we're talking, and obviously we've seen, and I'm just going to play the video here while I talk. We've seen that in Nepal. I don't think this is TOS. This is from Wall Street Journal. It should
Nah,
be
it
cool,
shouldn't be.
but
It's just protest coverage footage.
and it'll have blurring wherever necessary. But yeah, there has been a huge uprising in Nepal recently, and basically, and I think you covered this yesterday. This has been a massive. This has been sort of it's reached boiling point basically after years and years of incompetent government, of corruption, massive amounts of corruption. Ooh, that's brutal.
Youth
And
unemployment, like 20%
yes,
for 3 decades, bro, is
hmm
insanity. Like that's not
yeah.
sustainable. Like it just simply isn't.
hmm And a lot of Nepali people have to leave the country for jobs, in the West or in the Middle East or Southeast Asia. So yeah, a lot of Nepali people have had it really really hard for the past like 3 to 4 decades, particularly, especially after emerging from monarchy in the early 2000s. And yes, you do bring up rightfully, both the liberal and the communist parties are completely useless. They're corrupt, and they have not done anything for the well-being of Nepali people and the peoples, I should say. It's very, very linguistically and ethnically diverse,
Right.
this part of the world. So, and obviously, we're going to talk about, or sort of some of the historical factors as well. And yeah, this right here, by the way, this is Oli.
Yeah.
He was the prime minister, and yeah, he is the leader of the Marxist Leninist Party. I don't like to call them communists; they're just MLs.
Ah, the LARPer party. Right, gotcha.
Yeah, he's the LARPer PM,
LARPer PM.
and yeah, they got him to step down. They got the most of the other executive branch ministers to step down.
An actual dictatorship of the proletariat. Not like whatever those like dumbass Western Marxist Leninists would say.
So, yeah, and so now it's like, okay, now you have this power vacuum in Nepal, and I think one question that the media is not asking enough, and particularly global sort of, Western-centric media is not asking is what's the next step? It's they sort of covered this, they covered the, the revolt in Kathmandu and other parts of the country. They covered that revolt as a sort of spectacle, as saying, oh, look, a victory and all that stuff. This is just step zero, dude. Like, this is like, what is next for Nepal? And I think that's a very important question that even people on the left are not asking enough. Some of us are, like, obviously Arun's been talking about it quite a bit.
Hardly. Like basically, unironically, I meme about this, but let's say like hypothetically, like dictatorship of the proletariat happens within the United States. It's a successful revolution or something. Do you really think that any of these motherfuckers who can barely order a pizza online and like talk with people online, like, do you think that these motherfuckers are gonna know how to orchestrate a revolution and they know what's going to be the next steps if they were to hypothetically take power? No, it'd be a fucking complete shit show. Like,
yeah, and then like you need
this for even a second.
Yeah, and this is why I think sort of prefigure. Well, again, this is probably a separate topic, but like just real quick, I think in addition to revolution, I think part of revolution is also prefiguration, which is a big word in anarchism. That means basically over time, you sort of decommodify and decouple systems from capitalism, and you sort of take over them, right? So, for example, you need people to run your comms, to run your plumbing, get the trains running on time, etc., right?
Trash, sewage, all this stuff.
Yep.
Same, like, I mean, obviously, like
community safety.
Obviously, like Marx described the transitionary sort of steps from like when the proletariat take over to socialism to communism. He didn't really go into many details. He just kind of said like the main sort of like steps. He didn't like give any specific like tasks or something, just like a sort of like broader overall thing. I never see Marxist Leninists talk about any of that stuff ever. They never fucking talk about that shit.
I can't see it. So I wanted to pull up the Eric Hovagim tweet on Nepal. I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw it, but basically, yeah. Unfortunately, with how like sensationalized this has become, right, and people aren't.
Oh, I know who that Eric. Yeah, that Eric dude is basically. Of of course he fucking called it a fucking color revolution. Just out
Mhm.
of touch, like Westoid fucking dipshit. Yeah, that's the dude who does like the GeoGuessr meme and is just like, so this is actually like a thing that happened in like Israel or something. Like he does that whole fucking meme. It's good videos, but like I guarantee you, if the type of shit that he does all the time, it's like, yeah, I don't think he's gonna do a very good job covering a lot of like differing stuff from like Southeast Asian shit like that, because every single time you see like a Western sort of Marxist cover anything that's outside of fucking Europe and America, even Europe, they don't do a very good job. If it's anything outside of there, they just do terrible. Like it's always, the analysis is always just baseline, and they and I mean, we talked about this before. Biggest fucking problem should be pretty obvious. It's America bad. America diabolism. Their fucking framework of political philosophy is just really fucking bad.
Yeah. Only America can be bad. You know, no Marxist Leninist party overseas can be bad. Even though there's this long list of crimes that, in this context, the Nepalese Communist Party have done. We're going to go over that real quick, sort of as a crash course, and then specifically back to Hovagame. He did work for the Mamdani campaign. Did he leave though? I think he might have left. So I mean, there's a lot of people in those spheres are really cringe, and Mamdani's got to put up with them in order to get power. Like, it's, I don't know, it's he's got to step on there. He's got to use them as stepping stones, I guess, to actually.
I mean, Zoran Mamdani came up through DSA, right, initially.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's DSA and all those, like, you know, sort of partner orgs. But anyways, you know, that's our mayor. But back to Nepal. So I think now, like you said, the Western media is either sensationalizing this as, oh, look at these Gen Z kids who are, you know, the future and all this stuff.
Oh, it's all about social media, bro. When that's just not the case whatsoever.
Yeah,
like, no. There's a lot more to that. That's like like I said before, it's the straw that broke the camel's back. Like that's what.
Like, yeah, it's really not a social media ban.
No.
Yeah, it's not the social media ban. It's not the internet shutdowns, mobile shutdowns. It is in censorship. That was the tip of the iceberg of just like overall, just complete social dysfunction in Nepal. Like at every level, every facet of living living in society over there. The other problem is that obviously there's the whole color revolution BS, which this is not a color revolution as far as I could tell. This is internal. This is
no fucking evidence of that whatsoever, and they always say that whenever it's like a thing where they just circle the fucking wagons consistently, where they see like, oh, this actually existing socialist state is currently under attack and is experiencing some form of upheaval, and they're just like, oh, CIA, it's color revolution, CIA. It's got to be CIA. It's just like, bro, like. Evidence. You got anything for that? No.
Yeah. Do you have the cables? Are there cable? Like again, they just don't have anything to go off of.
Exactly.
It's just they do that for clicks, right? It gets them clicks.
They just say, Marxist Leninists or Russians are under attack, therefore the CIA must be involved. It's like, well, that's really fucking reactionary and stupid. Like,
exactly.
Please use your critical thinking function.
Right. And unfortunately, that's lost. So. But I did want to talk about how sort of so unfortunately the Western media is framing it that way, and like you said, you know, people are saying, oh, this is about social media shutdowns and Gen Z is going to win via social media. This is a lot of the same talking points you hear from Zionists, actually, because Zionists will say, well, Israel isn't popular anymore because they don't have good digital strategy. I'm like, no, you guys are doing genocide. Maybe you haven't thought about that part of it.
Yeah, listen, Israel, as your lawyer, consistently, I must say, you guys should keep streaming all of the war crimes and like the abhorrent shit that all of your fucking people within your military, quote unquote, your defense forces, quote unquote, keep saying about Palestinians. You should keep saying all that stuff on fucking TikTok as much as possible. You know, that's totally gonna work out really, really well for you guys.
Yeah, and so. So anyways, this is way more than just social media censorship. This is a culmination of decades of just dysfunction in Nepal, particularly post-monarchy, but even during the monarchy, you know, sort of, we'll talk about like sort of, because one thing that's kind of unique about Nepal compared to the rest of South Asia, Nepal is kind of sort of like Thailand in a way where they weren't like colonized by the British, but they were allied. right, with the British, but they were
Right.
still under their own monarchs. So Nepal was also that way. They were under
Wouldn't it
various
have
dynasties.
been? Wouldn't it have been
Um,
France for Thailand? Because it's around. That's around Indochina, correct?
Yeah, but I think Thailand like maintained their independence because like they fought off French occupation, but
Mm.
then they they traded with France. So I think there's a similar thing with Nepal where the Nepalese where the dynasties of the time resisted the British occupation,
Hmm.
but then because there was the British Raj in what is today India, they decided to basically be trading partners with the British
Right.
and be
From
allied with the
because
British.
I do believe there was an attempted invasion of the Himalayas.
Oh yeah.
I think somewhere in the 1800s, I think,
Hmm.
and it failed miserably. Right, like the
Yep.
Nepalese were able to just basically fight off the British because they couldn't. Guys, it's a lot of mountains. Like
True,
good luck
true.
dealing with mountains. Mountains
Yeah, I mean,
remaining undefeated as always.
yeah, the roof of the world, literally.
Mm.
So yeah, the British were up against the roof of the world, and of course, people who live in mountains. I mean, they're probably used to defending those, right? So
Yeah.
they can they're probably really good archers, I would imagine. So anyways, and Nepal, by the way, has a long, long tradition of archery. If you go to like villages in Nepal and stuff, you'll see people who like, still shoot like old school longbows. It's really sick, actually. I'd love to go
Makes
try it.
sense.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Nepal. Beautiful country. I'd love to go, but I don't want to be one of those exploitative tourists, and like, I don't want to be exploiting them like the Factorio engineer here.
Huh?
Huh? What?
Huh? I would never do that. Cool. Listen.
uh, Simple answer: snow and tall, pointy boys. I guess so.
That's true.
Anyways, so yeah, but that's what's going on. Sort of. So that's where I want to start from, and I want to talk about like, okay, what's next with Nepal, and sort of where is this power vacuum going to go? And I think the only way to answer that question is to look at existing factors and sort of some of the history, right?
Mhm.
So I think the first thing that we want to look at actually is a more recent event. So we're going to start here. Now, actually, no, we're going to start here. Youth unemployment, right? So this is one of the symptoms of the many problems with Nepal's corrupt government. So I just pulled up this article from Nepal Press. And the Nepalese Communist Party and of course the Nepali Congress Party, which is the liberal sort of centrist party, both of them are complicit for this, as well as the previous monarchy. Basically, here's the main number you need to know. Nepal's overall unemployment rate, latest data from 2021 from the World Bank, is 10.6%. That's really, really bad.
Oof, that's
And
high.
then youth unemployment, 15 through 29 years of age, is at 19.4%. And I need to find the graph, but I remember yesterday on the segment you pulled up a graph that showed that it's been like in the
The
20%
Yeah,
range
the
for like three
website
decades.
it's the same graph where I consistently find the wage productivity gap graph. It
Oh,
is
okay, okay, okay.
a Statista, I think it's called.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do a lot
It's
of really
like
good graphs and shit. Lots and lots of good graphs.
Statista Nepal youth unemployment. Just for visual for the video. Let me show this.
We love visuals, folks.
There you go.
There
So
it
this
is.
is from
That's the one.
1991 to today. Look at that, 18% in 1991. It was consistent, around 19%. Then, of course, COVID, 2020,
Big spike.
it spiked to 24, and then it's back down to 20.
And it's starting to go back up.
Correct. And you also have to remember Kathmandu and the surrounding region. And this is actually one of the reasons a lot of Nepali people, or one of the main reasons that Nepali people, and there was a huge sort of exodus of refugees from Nepal, was the April 2015 earthquake. So this
Mm.
earthquake, I believe, was an 8.1. It was an
Oof.
8.1. It was, yeah, really,
That's a
really
big
bad.
one.
Yeah, and it was only 50 miles northwest of Kathmandu, so it was really close to, the capital. And of course, they don't build buildings like we do here in California, which even in California, like the building code is not perfect. It's an earthquake disaster would be horrible here too in LA. I mean, it's a big
Japan.
city.
Japan, I believe,
Yeah,
is the high standard, right? For
they're the best.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
the best at it.
Them and probably China at this point. But yeah, Nepal doesn't build like a lot of their infrastructure is just not there. And again, a lot of that is, poverty and of course, exploitation by the West and all that kind of, and by their countries and stuff. But anyways, yeah, by the way, this was a shake map. Look how much red there was. Like the shockwaves like traveled through the mountain range. So this is like a particularly deadly earthquake because the velocity of the waves was so high. Like it was unbelievable. And there were many aftershocks. Like this is a graph of all the aftershocks, and the aftershocks lasted like a whole month. So you can imagine how many people like
Jesus.
escaped the country because they just lost everything. Yeah, or they just did not feel safe
And
living.
you like any efforts to try to begin to rebuild? Well, aftershock, get fucking owned, idiot. Right?
Yeah, and no water, no food, hard to get relief because I mean this is a mountainous region of the world. I mean what we're seeing now in Afghanistan, right? The recent earthquake that happened there,
Right.
that region of Afghanistan is like impossible. Not impossible. There are roads, but it's like really hard to reach because roads have collapsed, and now they got to airlift everything in. It's really really scary for people in what's that place? Jalalabad, I think. Yeah, Jalalabad.
Yes.
So yeah. By the way, solidarity with them. I'm trying to find charities to donate to them to help with that. But anyways, so yeah, that's one of the factors that sort of made everything a lot worse. But anyways, let's talk a little bit more about that. So basically, yeah, there was that earthquake, and that actually caused a lot of refugees to come to the U.S. So if you remember, Donald Trump actually ended protected status for Nepalese immigrants this year. This was
Right.
in June. So yeah, Nepal was one of the countries that he targeted as far as
Well,
taking
listen,
away
there's a
protected
bunch
status
of-
for refugees.
Listen, there's a bunch of brown people there or something. I don't like them because they're stinky or something. I don't know, whatever. Just get rid of them. Because I mean, that's pretty much the logic he operates under.
Let's talk about the power vacuum. So now that we've had this overthrow of the existing government, the prime minister has stepped down. Basically their executive branch has stepped down. I think their Congress is out of the Parliament is out of session. I don't know when they meet again.
A bunch of their
for
main
now, they're out of
ministers are
session.
also gone as well. Like tons
Yeah.
of ministries are just basically collapsed.
Yeah, and then as you see here, like as you saw in the beginning of the video, they attacked the homes and properties of political leaders they held responsible for the deaths of 19 protesters. So 19 protesters were killed by police and by military. So, fascism, of course. And I don't want to show that, but yeah, you can see here, they set fire to the PM's private residence. But of course, he has a safe location because he's corrupt like that. But yeah, they did ransack his house and set fire to it, and they also set fire to the Parliament building as well. So the Nepalese Parliament doesn't have a building. I guess they're meeting in other places for now or other facilities. Yes, power vacuum. So let's talk about it. So there's a couple of things going on with the power vacuum. Now, what you have to remember is during the Nepalese Civil War, this was remember that Nepal was a kingdom up until 2006, right? And the fighting against that monarchy started in 1996 and that fighting was started by the Communist Party of Nepal, which is a Maoist party. Okay, and then of course later there was an ML faction that split off that we have today. So, and actually, by the way, the previous prime minister, Dahal, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, actually Kamal is his second name. Pushpa Kamal Dahal was the leader of the Maoist party during the Civil War. So you could see here, he was one of the leaders. And so basically in the 90s, you had a united left front that was formed together with the Nepali Congress, which is more liberal, so sort of a big tent. But then the communist groups split off because MLs be like that, Maoists be like that.
Time.
Yeah,
Look,
and
the
then
Spanish
so
Civil War, they do that all the time.
I guess this is kind of a similar, like a repeat of that. And of course, Dahal, or who they call him Prachanda in Nepal, that's like his nickname, argued for immediate armed revolution, sort of a vanguardist, while the other group, led by Nirmal Lama, claimed that Nepal was not yet ripe for armed struggle. So maybe Lama was correct. So anyways, then they created the CPNM, which is, the Maoist Communist Party of Nepal, which they're not really communists if you look at what they actually believe in and did, not right. So obviously the monarchist government and King Gyanendra, this guy was the previous king, this loser over here, and he cracked down really hard. He cracked down basically with large amount of censorship, imprisoning, killing journalists, shutting down papers,
Standard stuff.
Ransacking cities and towns,
Right.
kidnapping people, just straight up,
Same shit as before.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's like throughout history, yeah.
but guess what happened? With the Maoists, they also did a lot of these same things. They themselves killed thousands and thousands of people they considered counter-revolutionary. So they went against, minority ethnic groups, minority religious groups, tribal peoples of Nepal who live in like the mountainous regions. So the Maoists themselves are just as responsible for the pogroms that they committed during this civil war in Nepal that was a struggle against the monarchy. So yeah, was it struggle against monarchy? Sure. But then these Maoists in their struggle against monarchy displaced hundreds of thousands of people. Maoists killed about 4,000 people themselves from 1996 to 2005, and 8,200 were killed by the monarchy government forces. So yeah, the Maoists were responsible for over 4,000 deaths. So they, so
Oh, that sounds kind of counter-revolutionary that you're putting out the CIA propaganda blame. It's kind of fucked up.
I know. I'm doing the color revolution. That's right. I support the color revolution. Caught. Yeah. But yeah, it seems like the thirst for power affects all, even the leftists. Yeah, and supposed leftists, which Maoists are not really leftists. Yeah, Maoists are not leftists. So, with all that, with the youth unemployment rate, with the repercussions of the Nepalese Civil War, and the fact that there was a split in the Communist Party where the Maoist Party basically became two parties. There was a Maoist Party that sort of faded, and then now you have the ML Party who is in power. Mm-hmm. So they got overthrown. They had to step down. So now we got a power vacuum, and there's two possible main ways this could go. So one is a return to monarchy. This is less likely from what I'm gathering. There's two reasons for this. I think one is that Nepal is a much younger population demographically. Most people are under the age of 28, 29 years old. Like most people are under 28 or 29. No to monarchy, but a lot of older people in Nepal want to return to monarchy. I'm like, no, you don't want that. They're the reason you had all this. I mean, Nepal's been under a brutal monarchy for hundreds of years. So, in fact, Gyanendra Shah, he comes from a 500-year line of monarchs. So that tells you something. So they want this guy back, who's Gyanendra Shah. He was the previous king of Nepal before monarchy abolition in 2008. And there's also this guy. This guy's name is Balendra Shah. Balendra Shah is a younger guy. He's an independent. And he sort of portrays himself as a leftist. I don't know. He's basically like the Gen Z answer, sort of to sort of Nepal's next like prime minister and like next sort of leadership. But yeah, Balendra Shah is like, he's a structural engineer. He's a rapper, like a hip hop artist who actually raps in English and Nepali. And he is the mayor of Kathmandu, the city of Kathmandu. So I guess, is he the Zoran Mamdani of Nepal? I don't know. He's not as progressive as you.
That's true.
Nepali Mamdani. Yeah, I wish though. But Balendra Shah, just to give you a little rundown on him, he became mayor of Kathmandu in 2022, and he's the first independent to be elected as such. Now, what's interesting is Balendra Shah is Buddhist. And if you wonder, okay, he's Buddhist, what does that matter? Nepal is very Hindu, I wouldn't say Hindu nationalist, but Hinduism is like a big part of their national identity. And so Balendra Shah is a Buddhist. He comes from a Buddhist family, and he's from a particular ethnic group. He's from the Methil Madhesi ethnic group, which the Madhesi people are Madheshi people, were some ethnic groups that they live in like the foothills of Nepal that border India. And these people were actually many of the people that got genocided during the Civil War. They were one of the ethnic groups that faced genocide. So one of many. So he's a Buddhist. He's a minority religion from an oppressed group. And he's been making music since 2012, and then he won the 2022 local election. He actually beat both the communist candidate, the ML candidate, and the liberal Nepali Congress candidate as well. So he beat both of them in a three-way election. Mm-hmm. Now, his main things, he's not as progressive as he comes off initially. Basically, he is anti-corruption, and then about sort of like infrastructure and stuff, and more promotion of Buddhism, and not just have Hinduism like be sort of this religion that displaces other faiths. But the problem is some of the stuff he's done as mayor in the past 3 years. So he's not the Zoran Mamdani you want him to be, unfortunately. Even though he has the beard, he has the beard and the haircut. He's not quite there. Now he has done a good. Um, he actually removed a lot of homeless people from the riverbanks in Kathmandu and didn't give them any proper housing. So that's one of the things that he unfortunately did. He basically issued a 7-day notice to vacate landless squatters on the riverbanks, which, okay, why don't you address homelessness? But he didn't. He just did that to like beautify the river and basically do sort of local eco-fascism. And then there was a conflict between the residents and the police during the slum demolition attempt. The clash resulted in several injuries. He later expressed his concern about the lack of assistance. Well, dude, that was on you.
Buddy.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, also he mismanaged the waste disposal. He mismanaged garbage collection. Garbage collection was actually shut down for 2 months because of him. That's not good.
All right.
Now, he has done a few good things. You could say maybe this is sort of learn to code type brain rot, but he did do textbook free Fridays at schools in Kathmandu to get them, excelling in like vocational and technical skills and stuff. So it's kind of sort of learn to code. I don't know. For a country like Nepal, it's a positive. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not opposed. I'm not that opposed to it. Whatever. Compared to the other things he's done, that's probably a positive.
Right.
Now, the other thing is he was also he actually faced criticism from Human Rights Watch because of use of force against street vendors. His policies have also led to the emergence of small-scale protests by social activists. And basically, if you look at the source, there's a lot of mistreatment of the urban poor, like street vendors. Unfortunately, a lot of children, because of the level of poverty, you'll see in cities like Kathmandu and other cities in Nepal and villages, you'll see kids, selling balloons and cotton candy on the street, that kind of thing. It's really sad. And unfortunately, child labor and
from my heckin'-based Marxist Leninists. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's not even an ML, but like, this is sort of driven, I guess you could say, by people like Dahal. But yeah, even this sort of Mamdani LARPer over here, who's not really all that. He's been very forceful against street vendors, many of them who are children. And yeah, the crackdown on that to sort of gentrify the city, unfortunately, has led to negatively impacting the standard of living for the urban poor in Kathmandu and other cities. So there's been protests against him, hunger strikes, all kinds of stuff. And unfortunately, he hasn't been very responsive to that feedback from the community. He continues to try to gentrify Kathmandu for tourists who come there to see Mount Everest and other areas of the country. So unfortunately, he is too catering to foreign tourists and not to locals. He doesn't listen to locals like he should. The other thing, he has a weird sort of nationalist opposition to India. Now, obviously, India is sort of becoming like a superpower in kind of sort of a way, right? You see with all the recent meetings between like, Xi and Putin and Modi, there's this sort of, India's trying to like jostle its way into sort of the global north, basically. But that said, he has this like weird opposition to India where he claims that certain states of Northeast India have to be quote unquote returned to Nepal. So he supports what's called the Greater Nepal theory. So it's an irredentist concept, which, it's sort of based on a lot of revisionist history, and I don't know, it's sort of misdirected resistance against, Hindutva nationalism. It's sort of its own brand of it. And it would include areas of India like Sikkim, like Arunachal Pradesh, and some of those places. And of course, Nepalese Maoists also did the whole idea of Greater Nepal. The Maoist camps also defended this. So the Maoists wanted to do imperialism. Amazing.
Oh, whoa! Yeah. What? Wait, not my heckin'
what?
Mao Zedong. He would never do
Nepal theory.
He would never do imperialism. My heckin' base boys, Mao? No, never.
No. Balendra Shah is sort of like, people think, oh, he's a young guy, that means he's a socialist, that means he's not. he is very much sort of a neoliberal capitalist, sort of abundance type. There are parts of Kathmandu you'll see that are like made for Western tourists, gentrified, whereas the rest of the city is suffering. So it's kind of, he's like wanting to rebuild Nepal as this like tourist destination. Yeah, make someone else king or just not have a king at all. This guy might be the least bad option for now, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Would he be
Neither
any
option
better?
really seems all that good here.
Yeah. Like, at least with this guy, you have elections, hopefully, at least. Makes Boy Meets Mini King. I don't even speak Nepali. How am I going to do that? And of course, there are tweets in support of him. So, like you could see here, dear Balen. Balen is his nickname in Nepali. Step forward boldly as a leader and call for a pause in all actions. There's no reason to hold back. Act decisively. Balen is not just a mayor. He's a phenomenon. Oh, the bootlicking, the glazing. Look, within 39 minutes, he got 227,000 likes. So that's why he should be prime minister. Okay, nice meme. So anyways, yeah, popularity alone. I think Balen or Balendra Shah is like a lesson in like how populism alone isn't enough. Like you need policies. That's the reason Zoran is winning in New York, by the way. The reason he's winning is not just because he's popular and makes good videos like, like Cuomo always complains about. He actually has good policies. And I'm never going to be a king. I'm too leftist for that. And not a Maoist. So anyways, and yeah, as you probably know, when we talk about Nepal, it's not one group of people, it's many groups of people. Obviously, yes, there are sort of, sort of broad ethnic categories of people who speak, various families of languages. So you have Indo-Aryan languages like like Hazaria people are kind of like related to North Indian people, kind of. There's like a relationship there. Then you have like different Tibetan peoples like Nuaras. Madheshi people are also more related to North Indians. So you even have people who are like Muslims as well, who live there. Yeah, but yeah, there's multiple groups of people and there's different like language families. Like, can you imagine in one country you have Indo-Aryan languages, you have Sino-Tibetan languages, all in the same country? Like that's what's kind of interesting about this region is it like straddles like the subcontinent and Tibet and China. So it's really really interesting. And then, yeah, you can see here, this is like breakdown by caste and ethnic group, which again, casteism is a problem in Nepal as well. That's one of the reasons why it has this sort of, these problems is I think also the caste system. So, Jai Bhim abolished the caste system. That needs to happen in Nepal as well. And of course, you can see this is the list of languages. Like, look at this. Nepali is the main one, but you have Maithili in close second with 11% of people speaking it. It's very, and a lot of these, again, when you have mountainous countries like this, people are isolated. And so over time, different languages and dialects develop. So it's just how it is. Like a lot of these languages are spoken in like maybe a few villages each. It's kind of wild. Yeah, let's talk about the sort of the why I don't. Actually, no, I don't think I need to go into the monarchy history. I think it's pretty obvious. Like, they were not a British colony, but they were like, they were sort of they like so the British lost.
Yeah, they were
they couldn't conquer the mountains. Yeah, and so they were ruled by a dynasty, and of course collaborated with the British. But yeah, and I hope I think what people should take from this, particularly leftists, but anybody else who watches this, like I hope people see that, just because, and I've said it over and over, like, communist movements in and of themselves, if they lack intersectionality, like true intersectionality, this is why you have these problems. Like this is where these problems start. When you lack intersectionality, when your communist party only supports like a majority ethnic group or a dominant group in the country, when you do class reductionism, when you don't abolish other hierarchies like caste, when you don't embrace feminism, right? When you don't when you are ethno-nationalists and things like that, you are basically the Nepalese Communist Party, doesn't matter if they were the Maoist wing or the MO wing, doesn't matter who it is, they are continuing the same systems of oppression that the monarchy had, right? They continued that oppression. They didn't end it, right? So you did your revolution, yay. You won your civil war, yay. A lot of the old systems of oppression are still there. Right. So they never got resolved. And so I think a lot of times, like when people see this, so this is in Nepali, this reads, long live Marxism, Leninism, Maoism, and Prachanda Path. Yeah, this is dangerous because the Prachanda Path led to a lot of, literally genocide, literally pogroms. And of course, just general, injustice and economic injustice toward the various peoples in Nepal. So, yeah, no, Prachanda Path is not good. Like I don't care what Midwestern Marx and any of these other idiots say. Like they don't know what they're talking about, and they like talk to any Nepali person. Like they're going to completely disagree with Western MLs. But not only them. I think just generally speaking, I think what basically right now Nepal is at step 0. They're at the bottom of this new ladder they're climbing, and yeah, who's going to take power? Who would I prefer? No good options. Unfortunately,
Yeah, it seems like
I'd
there's
probably
nothing
pick
really
this
great.
guy. Yeah, I'd probably
Yeah.
take this guy over anyone else, but he's not great either, considering his lack of leadership in Kathmandu as a city. I don't know. I'd have to look into more about what he's done as far as like rebuilding. It's funny because he actually has a degree in structural engineering. He got a master's degree in structural engineering from India. Yeah, who'd listen to a MAGA commie? Unfortunately, a lot of people.
Yeah, because
But now,
critical education is basically dead in the United States. So yeah, there's going to be MAGA communist types, 1000%.
yep. Well, and on top of that, I think the Communist Party of Nepal got overthrown. That should tell you that like people don't really believe in the Marxism Leninism over there. Like I think a lot of Gen Zers are just tired of it because the actual result of it has been this sort of
failure.
Like complete failure. So I that's about all I had on like sort of what's next for Nepal. Like definitely not the Communist Party. I think those days are over.
Yeah,
I think the
those guys
MLs are
as well.
cooked. But now you have an independent sort of entrepreneurial Abunda type who's an independent, which I don't really like. Zoran Larper lookalike, who's nowhere near as good as him, who is the mayor of Kathmandu. That's the first choice, and the other choice is the old king, who was the root of all these problems to begin with. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of hope for Nepal, but I do hope that going forward, like, hopefully, like, it seems like there's actually at least some. I don't know. There needs to be a lot of political education in Nepal. I feel like there needs to be a lot of like there needs to be an intersectional movement there, and I just don't think it's there.
Well, it's been improving, right? Because of all the young. Because from what I understand, a lot of young people have been getting more and more into politics in Nepal because of social media, which is why they ended up trying to go after it, right? Because of that.
Probably. Yeah, maybe that's a silver lining, and hopefully, like and I really hope they're not like influenced by the right wing in America. That's the problem because social media is full of that stuff. So I hope they're not like also radicalized in the other direction. That's my only fear. Yeah, I hope more of them choose intersectionalism and hopefully democratic socialist future. Like that's the ideal for Nepal. But yeah, at this point, I think they're gonna have to put up with Balendra Shah and his Abunda stuff. Lovely. You've probably heard about a lot of the Everest tourism and how devastating it is to like locals there, right? And just how like polluting it is for the environment too. Like you've probably seen that, right? Just like how much trash gets left behind and how the Sherpas are treated like slaves basically by the rich, tourists who come in and climb Everest or whatever. And so there is a lot of that sort of exploitative tourism, unfortunately, throughout Nepal. So that's another thing they got to contend with going forward. But yeah, and that's the reason. Like I think I stated, I forget where I found that fact, but yeah, apparently 5,000 people leave Nepal every single day. Like they don't come back; they leave for other countries for work. Yeah, 5,000 people a day from a country of how many? How many people live in Nepal right now?
Couple million or something? Couple tens of millions?
Oh no, it's more than a couple million. I think it's like is it like 90 million people? It's more than you think. What's the population? 31 million. Sorry, not 90 million. 31 million.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, 31 million people. Still a lot. I mean, for a mountainous country like that. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, 31 million. So you have 31 million people, and then you have 5,000 leaving every day on average.
It's a lot.
Yep, that's not good. Anyhow, I don't know if you had any questions, or hopefully that gives you a little bit better of idea of what's next. But
yeah,
not a lot to look forward
not
to.
great. the sort of next steps, I suppose. It's kind of looking like it's kind of cooked. and Wallahi's kind of cooked.
Yeah, I mean it sucks because Nepal is literally like heaven on earth. If you like, it's literally like naturally speaking, it is like in terms of nature, it is heaven on earth, literally. So yeah, I hope young people in Nepal can actually make it a good place to live. So here's hoping. Anyways, yeah, that's all I had. What are you do? What are you? I guess you've got a lot on tap tonight. I do too as well. I'm doing a just for anybody in your channel. I am doing. I just wanted to shill real quick, if you don't mind. Oh,
Chilling?
such a shill.
What the heck? That's crazy.
Chilling. Bing chilling, indeed. I don't know, on my YouTube channel, and I'm actually going to be filming the next episode tonight here on stream. I've been doing a series in Fallout 4. I know, cringe game, but I made it great. I added a bunch of mods.
Making Fallout 4 great again, folks.
That's right. So you can see here I'm doing a Zoran Mondani playthrough of Fallout 4. Much better than that other guy, Balendra Shah. But yeah, Zoran Mondani's a lot better. And we're doing a playthrough as him becoming the mayor of post-nuclear Boston 200 years after atomic annihilation. So rebuilding stuff. And yeah, we're going to make Boston great again, folks. He did it with New York. He's going to do it with Boston now.
He's going to do it now with Boston, folks. It's going to be great, folks.
That's right.
It's going to be fantastic.
He's moving up the coast, folks. Yeah.
That's true.
What if Andrew, please, not Cuomo for King of Nepal? That's even worse, bro. Is he worse than Gyanendra Shah? Probably. I would say yes, he's worse. But yeah, I've done the first 4 parts here on YouTube. We're filming episode 5 tonight. So
nice.
Yeah, and as you can, yeah,
You're just gonna
it's been a fun. Yeah, it's been a fun playthrough because we actually, I have a mod that actually gives me a bus that teleports you around the map. So as you find bus stations, you can register them in the bus and then it'll teleport you. You just have to fuel it with, you just have to fuel it with like little nuclear fusion cells. Yeah, it's a nuclear powered bus that goes everywhere. So yeah, that's the free bus he promised.
That's true.
And yeah, so we're running around with that. That's been fun. And yeah, and I did put him in some trans rights themed power armor and a giant minigun. So, you know, Zoran Military Industrial Complex. It's amazing.
Many such cases.
Yep. But anyways, yeah, just going to be doing that tonight. And
Nice.
yeah, have fun in Factorio.
Yeah, you have a good one, Boy Meets Mini. I will be continuing with my, I guess, Factorial misadventure, I suppose. Exploiting
Misadventure, you're rebuilding all those planets. You're not doing anything exploitative.
I don't know what you're talking about. Shh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
No crimes are being done here.
No,
Anyways,
not yet.
have fun. Have a good stream, man.
You have a good one too, Boy Meets Mini. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you around.
Yeah, you have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. That's the lovely, fantastic Boy Meets Mini giving me some additional context in terms of the history there. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, we've talked about this before. We'll talk about it again. There's a reason why it's seemingly like Nepal is as, I guess for like lack of a better term, cooked as it is. They've just been kind of like screwed over by, I think, a lot of extenuating fucking circumstances. And this recent stuff that's going on right now, it's not really gonna help. Learning, I guess, supposedly about like the history sort of gives me a lot more sort of like context and understanding for exactly what's going on, which I've lacked previously because I just covered the protest because like this is what's happening right now. So yeah, the ML's cooked. They're probably not coming back. It's probably over for them. As for the, I don't know, like the king. Given how socially active on social media that the young people is, and since the population more than likely skews younger, they probably have a very good reminder about the sort of brutality of the monarchy, so I don't think they're going to get in. As for, I suppose, the Abunda guy, that's probably about as good as you're going to get, so... Yeah, we'll see exactly what the Nepalese people can make out of this protest. There's certainly an opportunity here, but I don't know. To say it's like a color revolution and all this fucking bullshit is complete nonsense. I wasn't sure if there was like a more like nationalist movement. There's like some Nepalese nationalism. I've as far as I can tell, there's been like no sort of like broader right-wing movement. But these guys are all already right-wing, and they'd probably be pro-monarchist anyways. So yeah, I guess like... Nepal, more or less, just kind of cooked for the moment. We'll see what happens, if anything good emerges for them. Hopefully something good emerges from them. But yeah, you know, good addition there, good addendum there from Boy Meets Many, adding in a lot of extra context that I didn't know about. I appreciate that, as always, from Boy Meets Many. Don't think there's much else to say besides that.